County cities are home to half of China's population. They may be rustic. They may be trendy. They may not be familiar, and they may be famous far and wide. Some say they're big, but oftentimes they're known as small spaces. Some say they're small. However, in the hearts of many, they're the biggest of cities. The extraordinary origins of ordinary foods can be found in a bite of China's countryside.
Well, he asked, how many geese are there?
200 or 300.
200 to 300.
In little communities, gifts from nature itself are often just within people's reach. Dressed in brown feathers, they have sturdy and robust build and a very dark, fleshy crest. They are China's largest goose, the lion-head goose.
To recognize these geese, you have to look at their feet. The feet of lion-head geese are shorter than the other breeds.
Lin Shandong has been working in poultry conservation for 10 years. In Raoping County, he's a top expert on lion-head geese. Over the past 6 months, he has taken his apprentice Wang Xuan across the county to try to find the goose king.
If it meets the standards and it matches the documentation on lion-head geese breed, surely I will pay any price to purchase it.
Over 200 years, locals bred this variety from a large species of geese found in the wild. The lion-head goose is 2 to 3 times larger than other domestic geese. But how big do they get? The master and apprentice share a textbook-level understanding.
Ribs about 21 cm.
21.
Breastbone 20 cm.
20.
The diagonal length 33 cm.
33 centimeters.
Yeah, 33.
Centimeters. Diagonal length.
Yeah.
The geese's necks are stretched to measure their backs accurately. They even measure the length and circumference of their feet and beaks. A series of strict standards are being done to determine whether a goose meets pedigree requirements. Wang Xuan's phone holds a specification sheet for a lion-head geese from the 1976 Guangdong Livestock and Poultry compilation that is still used today.
It's still not up to standard. This goose is still not up to par.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
it's okay. Nice working
We're
with you.
going now.
Okay, thanks.
Okay?
The reason the people of Raoping are intensely devoted to the lion-head geese begins with Chaoshan folk traditions. During the 8 traditional festivals, they honor the gods and ancestors by preparing a whole goose. People and gods share in its delight. Only when a lion-head goose is big enough can it convey the respect of the people. The importance and value placed on the size has been passed down for a century.
This pot of old braising sauce is a lifeline of the family. The materials we use are just southern ginger, garlic, fish sauce, sugar, and salt. A combination of these 5 ingredients.
Braised goose may have come from the Hall of Power, but it still adhered to the principle that flavor is the ultimate truth. The 130-day-old lion-head geese have reached the bottleneck period of growth. Yet the goose meat remains thick and succulent, and the sweet and savory braising sauce is the perfect complement to it.
We simmer the soup once or twice during the process to allow the sauce to circulate in the abdomens, so the flavors are more thoroughly and deeply absorbed.
Simmered for an hour and a half, repeatedly lifted, then returned to the pot. Alternating between cold and hot temperatures, the goose's skin is deeply flavored, and the rich aroma seeps into the bone. The dense and flavorful goose meat is a favorite in the Chaoshan region, and the ultimate goal and pursuit of the breed guardians.
This is 11. Number 3 of stall 11.
From egg to adulthood, each goose is reared according to its pedigree. To preserve excellent genes, they travel to far-flung locations and seek purebred geese without any hybridity. It's the only routine of breed preservation. Adhering to strict standards and methods, only lionhead geese have the enchanting appearance that captivates the people of Raoping. From village to the county town is a half-hour-long journey. This is also the distance from the farm to kitchen. Raoping, a small town nestled between mountains and sea, is located at the easternmost end of Guangdong province near Fujian. Locals have an innate preference for the original flavor of ingredients that they use. Living in the birthplace of lionhead geese, Raoping locals confidently braise it in a clear, seasoned broth.
They start slaughtering at 6 every morning and bring it over so we can cook it, guaranteeing fresh meat every day.
This is Hakka dish. Sugar and salt shape the base flavor of Raoping's clear braising liquid for the goose. To keep the goose from drying, locals often add vegetable oil into it, adding a ton of richness to the meat. The goose is not covered while stewing, but pressed down with a heavy object. The goose is now evenly cooked.
Well, we make roughly 10 geese every day, which would yield almost 300 bowls of noodles due to high demand.
The Wang family has opened a few small restaurants in the county town, and each is doing well. Other than braised goose, they also offer signature handmade noodles. High gluten flour with a small amount of edible alkaline is vigorously kneaded, nothing out of the ordinary. What is unusual is the next maneuver.
We slap the noodles to give them a rather chewy texture. You'll notice its firm, springy texture.
The dough is slapped and pressed until it's about 2 millimeters thin. The prepared handmade noodles do have a delicate network of gluten, so boiling naturally gives them a curled and elastic appearance. Goose fat infused with scallions and garlic is then mixed in. A few plates of goose meat and a bowl of fresh noodles are an accompaniment to daily life in this town. Additionally, ingredients venture outside of their places of origin, add into new worlds.
Wow, the goose rice smells so good.
Come on and eat.
Although Anbu town is only 15-minute drive away, their methods of preparing lionhead goose are very different. This was once where Chaoshan merchants left for the southern seas to trade. Overseas Chinese broadback satay and curry rich in Southeast Asian flavors to combine with its succulent goose, making a unique blend of flavors exclusive to Anbu town. Some places have abundant natural resources, nurtured by land and water, writing an opening chapter of flavor. In other places, people adapt to their circumstances, natural environment, and culinary wisdom, blending to the hearts of ordinary urban households. creating iconic flavors in small towns. A hinterland of the Jiangnan Plain over 700 kilometers away, Xiantao Hubei, formerly known as Mianyang, has a 1,500-year history of city life. Why are the people in the city so fond of steamed foods made from rice flour?
Miss
Hello.
Hi.
What would you like?
I want steamed meatballs and some steamed lotus root. And also give me some steamed
Oh.
potato and taro.
All right.
Thanks.
This is the morning habit of many elderly residents of Xiantao. They order these takeaway steamed foods and then head to the breakfast stall they're familiar with.
Could you please heat these up for me?
Okay. Auntie, heat this up. What else do you need?
I need a bowl of big bone soup
Okay.
noodles.
Whether or not they sell their own steamed foods, they're all reheat foods for regular customers. This is the customary routine around here every morning. Cooking by steaming has its origins in China. This technique has been used for thousands of years. The art of steaming and boiling developed a very unique charm in the wetland communities. Xiantao, a fertile land abundant of fish and rice, often experienced flooding in the past, affecting the yield of rice. As a result, every harvest is treasured by the locals. Broken rice left after milling is ground into flour and steamed with seasonal ingredients. This method evenly heats the ingredients and preserves their original flavor. Over time, steaming has given rise to three main categories: steamed vegetables, steamed fish, and steamed meat, known as the three steamed delicacies of Mianyang. At present, the steamed cuisine of Xiantao goes far beyond the original three. As a result of the land and local conditions, a top tier of steamed dishes have been produced. Nature has influenced the rustic flavors of county town tables, and over the course of many years, food begins to bear the mark of history. Located at the junction of Guangdong, Guangxi, and Hunan, Lianzhou's cuisine is shaped by their customs, giving its food a character all its own. At 2 in the morning, headlamps provide light for today's work at the butcheries.
My family's been slaughtering cattle since the time of my grandfather. My dad is second generation, and I'm the third. My dad has been doing this kind of work for over 30 years now.
Wu Yutao and his father, including his uncle and aunt, jointly manage this street shop. Large pieces of beef must be precisely sliced. They unfold like a scroll to reveal a picture. The constant tinkling you hear echoing in the background comes from a particular tool.
It's actually not difficult to chop the meat off the bones. It's pretty challenging at first, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes easy.
A short, small but sharp pickaxe is used to chisel, scrape, cut, and pry, primarily to remove the meat from the bone itself in a single piece. Men and women clearly have different roles in the market. Processes involving close contact with fire are mostly handled by women. Beef fat isn't just fuel for the flames. It is being spread on the grill several times to prevent meat from sticking while unleashing a burst of energy. The intensity of heat and the thickness of the beef determine the tenderness of the final product.
I'm wiping my sweat.
The only way to guarantee the steak dries evenly is with a woman's gentle touch. Without any seasoning, the beef is simply roasted and smoked. Different parts take different levels of heat. In the end, the beef is very tender with crisp skin and perfectly cooked to medium.
This one here is more tender.
Oh, then give me a few pounds of the tender one.
Okay.
Dried beef making techniques have been passed down in Wu Yutao's families for generations, but this culinary tradition has an even deeper history. Over 1,000 years ago, Wu Jingyuan, a renowned southern Tang general, retired to this land and brought with him this military meat preservation method, which has been passed down to today. On the 14th of the 4th lunar month each year, clan members return home to pay tribute to their ancestor Wu Jingyuan. When preparing dried beef for village banquets, local chefs use a special kind of Hunan seasoning, white chilies. This is because the county town Lianzhou is near northern Hunan, once a transit point for Cantonese salt shipped into Hunan. The region acquired a taste for spice as outsiders passing through brought it straight to local tables. Centuries of history and the enduring traditions of Lianzhou's people, inside each spicy, tender, and crisp bite from the meat, are a lasting memory of this small town's passage through time. Though county towns are small, their hearts are quite big. When customs and traditions from other lands arrive, they too can take root and thrive. Coffee has a distinctly modern urban character. With more than 30 cafes, each with its own style and signature blends, this town boasts of impressive fusions of both local and Western flavors.
The fries and mushroom strips are ready. Hurry and serve them.
A glass of iced coffee and a collection of spicy fried food. Time passes slowly and seasons come and go. Today in Binchuan County is a hidden gem for coffee aficionados all across and around China. But the final destination on this treasure map is among the highlands and rugged mountains. Chukula Village is over 100 kilometers away from Binchuan's county seat. Before a road was built through the mountains, all modes of transportation were required by law to travel all the way to this place. In Yunnan, people have always loved tea, but here you can smell the strong and rich aroma of coffee every morning. At an elevation of 1,400 meters, trees from far-off lands grow in this valley. The Bourbon and Typica are the second oldest coffee variety cultivated in the world.
When picking coffee cherries, don't remove the buds. Without them, the plant won't be able to bear fruit next year.
After picking, we take them home to dry.
In 1904, a group of French journeyed here and planted this coffee tree considered as living fossils now. Due to the region's isolation, these coffees weren't exported for over 100 years and were only enjoyed by locals. The diligent villagers provided careful tending. As of today, apart from a large coffee groves were planted 30 years ago, the village continues to preserve 23-century-old trees. Yearly, they bear fruit, rare for this day and age. Drying coffee cherries under the sun is a common practice around the world, and Chukula Village is no exception. However, breaks from work such as these are very unusual.
You're laughing at me now. But I'm laughing with all of you. Oh, look at me, kid. Eat the coffee like this.
Coffee cherries have extremely thin flesh, but they're surprisingly sweet. as delightful as sugar cane. The coffee cherries drying in the sun are undergoing a transformation.
Well, it's been around 20 days already. After 20-some days of sun drying, they're ready to be processed.
In Chocola Village, the people process coffee with rustic charm.
Not too hard. Pound a little lighter.
We locals all know it. It gives a little acidity. It's knowing how much effort is used to pound the cherries.
Bamboo winnowing trays, a clay stove with a big pot, and unexpectedly a few spoonfuls of salt. Old village tools and foreign guests have long since learned to coexist as one.
The aroma of coffee is in the air.
It smells great.
This blackened aluminum pot that they use is the kind found in every village household. Forget dark roast, light roast, pour-overs, and drip brews. With no branded trendy image, this local's rustic brew is gently bitter and deeply fragrant.
Ooh, it's tasty.
Seeds that fell to the earth 100 years ago have taken root in the mountain's embrace and eventually blossomed into an enduring local symbol. These rich tastes from distant lands have endured the test of time, soothing the grief of parting and reunion and leaving a legacy of deep flavors. This is a small town at the junction of China, North Korea, and Russia. Traveling alongside blonde-haired and blue-eyed faces every day, thousands of tons of commodities cross the border. Wang Kai-Chao is a new Hunchun local who's lived here for 5 years.
Hello? I've arrived, but I don't see the car here yet.
I'm almost there.
Okay.
I'm in the queue now. Just wait a bit. This'll be quick.
Okay, but can you please
This
tell
young
them
man
that
is not
I'm
afraid of
here
a challenge. Together with his family, he has entered one of the most competitive markets in the area. This food-related trade has filled this small town with diverse stories of struggle and ambition. In the streets of Hunchun, no matter where you look, you can never fail to see these gigantic titans. Hunchun Port was established in 1988. The nearest Russian fishing port is only 42 kilometers away. Every year, more than 1.5 million king crabs from the nearby northern Pacific Ocean are brought into Hunchun and shipped all across China. Because it's readily available, king crab swiftly made its way onto local dinner tables, becoming integral to daily life.
Brother!
Hey.
I've got whole crabs. Let's grill a few legs.
Okay.
Grilled over charcoal fire, king crab leg meat turns plump and snowy white. Adding sugar, chili sauce, white vinegar, and a splash of beer, along with the raw egg mixed in it. This small-town Korean-style barbecue sauce is refreshingly sweet, spicy, and sour. These are treasures that can only be found in Hunchun barbecue restaurants.
Do you want us to cook it?
Okay.
The crab has an anti-tampering tag affixed to it. You can have it for free. No conditions attached. Only if you're able to take it off.
Wang Kai-Chao runs a small shop selling and preparing freshly caught live crabs. His mom takes care of the customers. His dad manages cooking in the kitchen. Everyone in the family has a clear role.
Over 90% of China's king crabs, blue crabs, and hairy crabs are all shipped from around here. The legs are stir-fried with some chilies and seasonings. The bodies are steamed as
Xu
well.
Pengyuan is a master at product promotion. However, selling it all out quickly can also be stressful.
How many crabs are left?
There are still 20 or 30 left.
Then you'd better hurry or there will be nothing left to sell.
Okay, I got it. Understood.
Hurry!
Along this seafood street, Wang Kai Chao is the newest to the industry and also the youngest. This small-time seller depends on the help of his neighbors to coordinate orders with distributors and ensure adequate supply of crustaceans during periods of high demand. A Labor Day shipment, 10 containers split between 4 businesses.
Come on, let's draw lots.
Surprisingly, the small entrepreneurs was able to come up with a card draw to divide up the containers. It's a small town smarts at its best, banding together to stay afloat.
I got a tail container.
I got a tail too.
Container number 1.
Number 1 sounds a good pick, but to those who know it, this is the worst possible outcome.
The 2 containers near the front and the one that's placed at the back don't keep crabs, as well as those in the middle. The middle one is much colder. The higher the losses and mortality, the lower the profits an owner gets.
And that's why they start this game of drawing lots.
Okay, let's go.
So as for Wang Kai Chao, seeing the container truck a little early helps ease his anxiety. And because he drew the innermost container,
Go ahead.
Wang Kai Chao is the last one to unload.
Do you want water?
No, just put them there.
How's the shipment?
It's okay. It's better than expected.
Why do you always end up with the front or the back ones, huh?
I can't help it.
This container is small.
They've got a lot of meat.
These are good.
Bad luck at the beginning,
We can start packing gift boxes.
but a satisfactory ending. Seafood shops where you buy and eat on the spot may lack the formality of fine dining, but as you know, the best ingredients often need only the simplest of preparations. Steaming is the best method to lock in freshness. The meat of the king crab soaks up moisture, making it even more plump and juicy.
If you hold it like that, he won't see the damaged part. It's been photographed and taken down. Feel free to take photos. Your family made this prop? Yes, we made it.
In this little but busy border town, young families everywhere and newly built streets grow at the same time. Some people from county towns hit it big away from home. Armed with their craft and ambition, they spread local flavors throughout the land. These little counties are both names of locations and signature dishes. Growing and developing with the city, they truly warm and satisfy the hungry bellies of strangers. One of them, a county that won the world over with its street food, may have already crossed her mind in some way. How did one county rise to fame just by serving street food alone? By venturing to the birthplace of Shashan County snacks, perhaps we will find the answer. Yubang village in Xiaomao town is home to vast fertile fields. It was an early settlement of Hakka migrants as they moved towards south, and is now widely known as the birthplace of Shaxian County street food. Almost 90% of the villagers operate snack shops outside the village. After years on the road, they eventually end their long journey and started heading home to continue their businesses and enjoy a peaceful old age. Today, Yu Hawan and Chang Shouji, an elderly couple, have an important mission.
Use oil to cook those ingredients.
Then I'll find the oil can with oil.
The village has organized a small birthday feast. The couple's famous specialty is also their signature dessert.
It's better broken into smaller pieces.
We in Xiaomao, almost everyone here, we make xiaomai for our in-laws, mother-in-laws, sons-in-law. They're made for family occasions.
Xiaomai can be found all over China, but Xiaomao sweet xiaomai is in a league of its own. Lard and sugar biscuits make up the xiaomai's filling. This stems from Hakka agricultural traditions.
We wash the seaweed, then squeeze it thoroughly. We squeeze out all the water. Otherwise, when you add oil into it, the biscuits won't absorb it.
Xiaomao is in the mountains, and seaweed is clearly not a local ingredient. Shaxian got its name from Shaxi Street that flows through the city. In the past, the waterway connected Shaxian to Fuzhou, so various dried seafood was shipped here by water. It emerged with agricultural life and eventually became part of the evolution of local foods. The sweet xiaomai perfectly captures the true essence of Shaxian County snacks. The Hakka sweet-based cooking skills continue to evolve, creating classic dishes, dumplings, xiaomai, and meatballs, each a symbol of culinary wisdom, mixing ingredients from the north and south with freedom and creativity. In the 1980s, as people began to venture out to many places, they carried this steadfast softness with them to every corner of the country.
We've had the shop in Fuzhou for 6-7 years. We have been in Shanghai for 2 or 3 years, about 3 years. Kunshan, 4 years. 14 years. Usually in Fuzhou, of course, we make it Fuzhou style. People there prefer it a little sweeter. While in Shanghai, we make it a little bit lighter. Wherever we go, we tweak the flavor a little to match the local taste.
When they leave Shaxian County, they just hang one sign, Shaxian Delicacies. It's a county's silent determination to greet and welcome the whole world. Meanwhile, the snack shops in Shaxian County each take pride in their specialties, using them as a name. This right here is a unique trait of this little town. This old ancestral hall in Shaxian's historic district is considered as Wang Jingxi's steamy kitchen.
To achieve transparency, the dough needs to undergo repeated pressing.
Folding and rolling repeatedly. Constant sprinkling of cassava powder takes about 2 hours to complete the process.
Bring the vermicelli over. Hurry up.
Meanwhile, in the neighboring old kitchen, the lady of the house, Chang Jialan, is also busy. Typically, sweet potato noodles are only used for texture in cooking, but in this case, they take center stage.
I joined the textile factory. In 1985, my mother-in-law kept asking me to take over her job. She asked 2 or 3 times. Back then, the pay at the factory was really low. Once you quit, you have to make a choice. You stick with it and devote yourself to it. And this is how it came to be after 33 years.
For 33 years, this little store has always lived the same day on repeat. They make the food fresh every day, nothing kept overnight. There is freshly sourced pork leg cut into several large cubes and then seasoned with the town's local soy sauce. Perfect filling to put in the wrapping. Now the dough has been folded and pounded countless times, as thin as paper and is translucent.
It must be thin, about 0.6 millimeters. Standard thickness is 0.6 millimeters. Hurry, there's not much time left. Come
Okay,
on.
okay, I'm coming. Go ahead. Walk, let's go.
Countless Shashin locals travel far in search of great store locations. The Zheng Jialan family, however, just wants to hold on to their lucky spot at home. As they navigate through winding alleys, the sounds of the modern cities come rushing forth. This small store located across from a mall is worth more than gold.
10 Xiao Mai per serving.
I want one for takeout.
It's already packed. Ask him to take it out.
With a light touch, a scoop of vermicelli and a piece of pork are rolled into the wrapper. Gently grasped, a small walnut-shaped ball finally emerges. It only takes about 4 seconds to wrap each Xiao Mai.
We probably wrap 10,000 a day. This food is really hard to make, but you need to have the patience and do it all yourself.
Zheng Jialan has some free time to chat because she has her daughter helping her now.
My daughter has real talent. She takes it very seriously. She has both of our good traits. She does things very meticulously.
Zheng Jialan's daughter had a baby last year. She decided to quit her job in the government to join the family restaurant business.
She almost won an award. She just missed it last year.
No, Mom.
Last year, she made it to the Top Chef's competition and came in 4th. Just 1 spot shy of being named a Shaxian County model worker.
Model worker.
She was 1 spot away from being a model worker on her first try.
In a mother's eyes, her child is always considered the best. But being able to compete after only 1 year is indeed related to talent. The pace in the small shop is extremely fast. Only a dependable multi-drawer steamer can keep dishes coming for 15 hours straight. Just out of the steamer, the Xiao Mai meet the store's secret soy-based dipping sauce. Gently squeeze the chopsticks, and the sauce is quickly absorbed by the filling, every bite bursting with flavor. It's a pleasure only local food lovers get to enjoy.
Come in, have a seat. You can sit in here. 2 bowls of Xiao Mai.
One at a time, sweetness in every bite. This is truly a joy you can only experience if you visit Shaxian County.
I suggested to the owner that she should open a branch store. It would be best for them to operate out of town.
I'm not brave enough to do that, and I don't have the desire. The main point is that this business is thriving. There's money to be made. I don't need to rush around anymore. Isn't that right? It's a great deal of work. Out there, most places are family-run. It's very hard to recruit skilled labor. It takes a lot of effort. You can't do it.
To leave or to stay is always the big question, because for Shaxian County food makers, it's not just a simple choice, but one of the biggest life decisions for anyone born in such a small town. But whether at the ends of the earth or in one's hometown, people will constantly look for warmth and comfort, as well as a peaceful life.
I had class, Chinese, math, and English. Then I played some really fun games. What about you? How was your day today?
In our morning exercises, we'll play tag. Then we gazed at the climbing vines after.
Dad!
Good evening, children.
My dad!
Good evening, children.
Hi, Dad.
How was your day today?
Good.
Are you ready to go home?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way, how do you say teacher in Chinese?
老师?
Yeah, you got it right, job, Dad. Do you know how to
Yeah.
say motorcycle in Chinese?
Motorcycle. I forgot the word for it. Can you...
It's just like the bicycle, but it's dianpichi.
Yeah, that's right. Dian Ping Che.
Özkan Sauzer is from Turkey. His career and life are already tightly bound to this city, where he currently resides. Beginning in the 1980s, the people of Yiwu, with their feathers for sugar business savvy, embarked a two-way journey into global trade. The warmth and hospitality of this small town has attracted more than 300,000 foreigners to come here for business and living, making this faraway land their home.
It doesn't need to be high. If I break, the goods will surely fall over. Since I was discharged from the military, I have been selling Chinese ingredients in Yiwu. Eventually, I noticed that there was a growing number of foreigners and even more foreign restaurants in town. Then I thought to myself, I might supply them with imported ingredients.
Delivering goods with Liang Wang is like stepping into a world food museum. Yiwu has over 40 international restaurants. Their operators come from 16 countries and regions, and Turkish cuisine is a force to be reckoned with. At the crossroads of the Eurasian continent, Turkish people often use food to narrate stories from antiquity. They turn the aroma of spices into a secret key that unlocks a mysterious gateway to wonderful flavors. Desserts are the sweetest love letter of these people. Pistachio green encased in the tenderness of honey. Just like the palace recipes handed down by their ancestors, capturing sweet memories that concealed in the depths of time. Today, Otokan order from Liang Wang is a bit special.
This is the Chinese doubanjiang that you wanted.
Okay.
Here, take a look at this.
All right. Wow, that smells nice. I like anything spicy, so I don't have any problem. I like the way it's prepared and consumed, especially when you add it to the sauce and taste it. I like to make my own special sauce to make it different from the others.
Originating from the province of Sichuan, China, what sparks will fly when doubanjiang meets Turkish cuisine? Otokan is ready to find the answer to this question with a dish of lamb rice.
You will notice that 30 to 40% of all our food, we keep the original taste. But some of them, I changed it completely. I want to make it taste Chinese. For instance, we have some Chinese spices on it.
Will the bold aroma of spicy bean sauce clash with that of the well-renowned traditional Turkish lamb dish? Even Atakan isn't entirely confident. However, his rich life experiences tell him that courage is always the first step towards success.
My childhood tells quite a different story. When I left my hometown about when I was 15 or 16 years old, I moved to England to study, and somehow I played, you know? I was playing so good. I was a football player.
A sports career was the first spark of success in Otsakan's life. But a sudden injury and illness forced him to stop playing and give up football and look for something else to do.
I decided to do something. At the time, my brother told me, "Would you like to come to do business in China?" I was so surprised about this because I never thought of going to China seriously, not even the idea of settling here ever crossed my mind.
After years of hard work and exploration, Ozcan ultimately chose Yiwu, a city that's warm and welcoming to people like him.
Life has so much surprises, and I just got married to my wife, and I find myself here in China doing business.
Daddy, I love you!
I love what I'm doing. I love cooking. If you want to be successful in your business or in your job, I advise that before anything else, you have to love what you do.
4 long hours bring a slow roasted symphony. A charred aroma on the surface, tender and juicy within. On the Turkish dinner table, grains and meat go perfectly well together. And that the touch of Chinese spicy bean sauce effortlessly builds a bridge of flavor between worlds, allowing travelers from afar to experience a little taste of home.
Doubanjiang is a Chinese spice I recently discovered. I mixed it with some of our Turkish spices to make this dish. Here comes the food. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Over 2,000 county cities, from the most intricate network on the map of China. As seasons change and kitchens glow, with trips to the south and north, the flavors still linger. It is the small, ordinary towns that hold the fascinating beginnings of Chinese cuisine. That small place in the hearts of half of the people of China is a hometown and a treasure as well.
Today, I'm taking everyone back to my hometown to see some delicious food.
Do you want some of the beef blood soup you liked as a kid?
Yes.
What is this?
This is green bean pancake from Tianjiang.
This is a long-standing brand from our Pengxi County. My favorite, Shangshan meat pie.
Although our county town is small, there's so much good food to enjoy.
Hey, we're here. As soon as I walk in, I become hungry.
Enjoy your meal.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
It's really not easy. We're finally back in Shanxi.
Most people probably don't know that these amazing things are hidden in my little county town. So if you get a chance, come here and have a look.
Brining salted duck eggs?
Yes, I am.